What is the current state of the pharmaceutical supply chain since the heparin crisis 10 years ago?
First, let me say the U.S. drug supply is among the safest in the world. To guard our complex global supply chain, both regulators and industry must remain vigilant to protect patients from supply chain risk. The heparin crisis highlighted just how global the pharmaceutical industry had become and how little some manufacturers knew about the source of their raw materials. It also highlighted the importance of a collaborative approach with our regulatory counterparts around the world. Actions taken by FDA, other regulators, and industry have helped augment the heparin supply chain and make it much more robust than it was 10 years ago. Much of what we learned about improving the heparin supply chain has also helped the rest of the U.S. pharmaceutical supply chain. All of this helps ensure that patients get high-quality medicines, whether they are sold over the counter or prescribed by their doctor.
What did FDA learn from the crisis? What did industry learn?
Well, the crisis helped demonstrate that FDA needed new authorities to cope with the expanding global pharmaceutical supply chain. This culminated in the passage of the 2012 Food and Drug Administration Safety and Innovation Act, also known as PDAVFDA. This law helped to clarify FDA's authority for conducting inspections overseas, updated the definition of CGMPs to include management oversight over supply chain safety, and further focused the agency's drug inspection program on intrinsic facility risk and the corresponding risk to patients. Since the passage of PDAVFDA, FDA has shifted resources along these lines. Now, on the other side of the coin, the crisis taught industry that the drugs they manufacture are only as good as the knowledge they have about their raw material supply lines. At the height of the crisis, there were multiple instances of manufacturers not knowing where their raw materials were coming from, and unfortunately, in some cases, these raw materials were intentionally contaminated. Today, with some notable exceptions, the industry has generally improved in the area of material oversight vigilance, and as a result, the risk to patients from that aspect of the supply chain has been reduced. But in an ever-evolving world, we continue to encourage ongoing oversight and vigilance from the industry. It is imperative that manufacturers know the quality and true source of the materials used in making APIs and finished drug products. It is also important to point out that the landscape has shifted a bit, and we have been working to address other supply chain risks. For example, we have issued guidance on contract manufacturing, as we've seen several significant challenges between product owners and their contractors. Also, quality oversight continues to be lacking in some cases related to change management. As new trends emerge, both industry and FDA must adapt to continue to reduce risk and ensure the quality of the drugs patients receive.
How can attending the PDAVFDA Joint Regulatory Conference help expand knowledge of supply chain issues?
The joint PDAVFDA conference will cover the key facets of supply chain oversight and risk management, with the goal of ensuring reliable quality throughout a drug's life cycle. Supply chain topics include contract manufacturing oversight and ingredient supplier oversight, among others. Beyond the supply chain, regulatory and industry experts will present on other key topics, including combination products, sterile manufacturing, updating facilities to cope with drug shortages, recent compliance trends, as well as new guidances, including ICHQ 12. Whether you are interested in pharmaceutical supply chain matters or any other aspect of pharmaceutical manufacturing, I highly recommend attending the conference, and I look forward to seeing you there.